How's it going, guys? My name is Thanovic, or Than. This is different. This is a bit of a different video. I don't normally do face-to-face ones. Obviously, it's not going to be my face the entire time because this is a Rocket League channel. And that's something I want to talk about. You'll see, if any of you are on Twitter at the moment, you'll see a lot of people are talking about the state of the game and how it is declining in viewership, or more so, how it's going back to how it used to be before free-to-play. And I think there is definitely a reason for this, and I'm sure many people might be thinking along the same lines around this time. I know a lot of other content creators have been speaking about it. But before we dive into that, today's video is brought to you by Skillshare. Now, for those of you who don't know, Skillshare is an online learning community filled with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. You genuinely get access to a massive amount of information to further your creative side. You have animation, design, photography, film, illustration, writing, whatever you want to work on, you can. When I first got into YouTube, I actually used this website and watched a course called Learn Premiere Pro and Edit a How-To Video for Beginners by Helios Neveres, which was the perfect way to kickstart my YouTube channel. Skillshare is all about learning, which means you aren't going to get any ads and there is always a new skill to pick up, so you could learn something new every day. Today, they're offering an amazing opportunity for the channel. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So you can explore your creative side for free. So head down to the description, try out some classes, pick up some new skills, all over on Skillshare. Rocket League, in its base form, is car football. And people get quite annoyed at each update or everything new that comes to the game. It's just DLC. It's a new car. It's a new thing to spend $20 on. I understand that. The game used to be, you know, 20 bucks and you only pay a few dollars for a car. Now the game is free and you're paying a bit more money for a car. People aren't too happy with it. Understandable. My issue lies in the base game, the game itself. Rocket League, in its base form, is car football. Now, no matter how many times you update your game, like Rocket League itself, no matter how many times you update Rocket League, if you change anything about car football, everyone will riot. You have two teams, and the goal is to score more than your opponent. Realistically, how much more can you put into a game? How much can you update that game in order to make it exciting again? A lot of people are saying the game is getting stale. Kind of agree with them. The game is at a standstill at the moment. It doesn't help that RLCS is just finished, and so all of the hype has died down a bit, which does coincidentally coincide with the timing of the free-to-play players dropping off. These two things are coming at a certain time, and because of that, viewership has dropped by half. Now, with viewership dropping by half, a lot of people have taken to Twitter to voice their opinions on what they think Psyonix, or Rocket League in general, should add to the game to make it the game we love again, to spruce it up a little bit, to kind of give it that kick, to bring more people back to the game. And the one I see quite a fair bit is creative mode. And I agree with this. Rocket League has an entire side of its community that is map making, that like workshop maps, that is custom training maps, which is kind of all the little things that players can do and make that they can then provide for other players. Console players, they don't really get any of the workshop stuff, but for anyone that is on PC, you will understand 100% what I mean when Left of Me uploads a new map and everyone flocks to it because it's just a breath of fresh air. You have one man, Left of Me, who's literally like pumping out maps constantly, bringing new stuff to the game, new game modes, new rules, new map designs, new ways to play with your friends, new ways to score, racing maps, like everything. One man, Left of Me, is single-handedly carrying the side of Rocket League that the rest of the community just wants to be brought to the main game. I see people saying, well, why don't you make it, you take one game mode that someone like Left of Me has made, and Psyonix makes it an official game mode for a month, or a week, and then a week later the game mode changes. You just kind of need this this player integration, the things that the players can do in the game, and mind I say, in the game. If you make creative in the game so that any player can kind of access it, make their own ideas, kind of develop on what they want in the game and implement it into the game themselves, you give them the building blocks to make a map, to make, you know, something in your game that they can then put out to the world. This game blossoms, this game grows. I open up Rocket League one day and it pops up creative mode. Start making whatever you want. Here's the building blocks to do what you want. Just start going. Yeah, that's me. That is a brand new thing to the game that it's just a completely new thing that doesn't touch on the main base of the game. It doesn't touch car football. It doesn't have to. Car football, car soccer, wherever you're from, it is Rocket League. It is what Rocket League is in its base form. You don't have to touch on that, but just bringing out new game modes, new cars. And when I say new game modes, I mean, you know, Heatseeker was the best thing that happened to the game. Like, Heatseeker was a massive, massive breath of fresh air. And then it disappeared. And people complained that we couldn't play it in private match. And then that came, and everyone was like, yo, this is sick, awesome. Well, we had what we wanted. And then 2 weeks later, we didn't. We got bored of it. And then all of a sudden, everyone's kind of like, when do we get something new? And, you know, and then 6 cars get released. And everyone goes, well, I don't really want to pay $20 for a car. So, from what I think is good for this game, and bear in mind, my opinion literally means nothing. I'm just speaking. I'm at a point in the game where I've played this game for like 4,500 hours or something, which still isn't a lot compared to some people, but in this game, it kind of gets stale. For me, content creation is just kind of like at a standstill. I don't know what I want to make because the game hasn't changed for me. Tutorial wise, yeah, I know a lot of people know me as that tutorial dude, but like there's not much more I can cover in the game. I'm not learning quick enough to cover things, like new things. But right now, I can't see how Rocket League content grows. I can see where it sits. It can sit at this point and it can do well at this point. I can't see how it grows. And that's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried for the game. I mean, the game, yeah, it feels a little bit stale. I'm not worried for it. It can sit at this point and it'll be fine. It's still a functioning game. It's still got a really good esports scene. The content creation, we have people, Sunless, Musty, Leth, we have amazing content creators. I'm not worried about it. I'm just worried that there's not much more room for growth. The scene in the content world seems to be at a standstill. From my point of view, right now, what seems to be the meta is taking a bunch of players and spectating them. And that's okay. I'm not trying to trash talk anyone that does this. I'm just saying right now the meta seems to be, I don't know, 2 SSL players versus 6 blah blah blah. And every time I open YouTube and I see like spectator content where I just watch other people play the game, it feels like content is just at that standstill where it's like, yeah, we can't do much more with the game right now. Hey, I'm in the middle of editing this video right now, and I realized what I've said might not make sense. When I talk about spectator content, I mean, I follow YouTubers and I subscribe to YouTubers for them. And so when I click on a YouTube video and it's just that YouTuber watching someone else play, that YouTuber spectating someone else play, that's what I'm kind of getting at. That's where I think the meta is at right now. I couldn't explain this properly the first time I did this take. But spectator content in my mind is if I click on a YouTuber's video and it's that YouTuber watching other people play the game, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to get at here. That's where I'm kind of like, you know. So as a content creator, as someone who loves this game, who's played this game for a few years now, I love this game. I won't stop playing this game. We all love this game. I mean, we all say we hate this game on a daily basis, but we love this game. And I just want it to be in a good place. This game right now feels like it is pushed heavily towards ranked. And when you're not playing well in ranked, you're going to stop playing. Which is why you see a bunch of free-to-play players drop off the game because they spend a few months on it and go, I've put 500 hours into this game and I haven't really got much to show for it because it's a long-term game. And so I'm going to stop playing. And so for the casual player base, and I think for content creators to have content to push out constantly, I think creative mode. I think a lot of people think creative mode. And if not creative mode, understandable. It's a massive thing to implement. It is not necessary. But I think the game needs to be more... The game needs to just be more than improving. Once players stop improving at a game, they stop playing. Once you hit a wall in any game, you stop because you're like, dude, I've played this game for like 6 days in a row and I just keep losing and I can't be bothered. So what I think the problem with Rocket League is that for a casual player base, you're thrown in the deep end. You go into a ranked game and yeah, you might win some, but once you start losing a few and you go, oh, okay, well, you know, Smurf, and, you know, the community is toxic as hell. I don't want to be here. You're not going to come back. The game is hard. Understandably, the game is incredibly hard for a newer player. And so when you're faced with people who are clapping you every game and people who are, you know, being incredibly toxic, why would you come back? The casual player base starts to whittle down once they know how much time they have to put into this game just to get good. And that is by no means Psyonix's fault. They made a fantastic game. They made a game where you have to dedicate time into playing it to get good at the game. Good. Any game that is way too easy off the rip is just kind of boring, let's be real. And so, by no fault of their own, Psyonix have made a game where you have to learn and you have to constantly be improving just to keep up. I think for Rocket League, in order to make it less about, well, if you're not winning, you're not going to have a good time. You know, if you're not improving, the game feels slow and you just feel like you aren't learning. And for new players, it is incredibly daunting to come into a game like that and be like, well, I've got 6,000 hours ahead of me before I start to understand the game. Let's begin. That's massive. And because of that, the casual player base kind of gets left to the side when it comes time to putting in the hours. Because, yeah, not everyone plays this game for a living like some of us, and, you know, not everyone can put 8 hours a day into the game. For a casual player base, it's not feasible. It is not feasible to sit here and put 8 hours a day into this game to improve at a rate faster than the other Platinum players in your lobby. Rocket League just feels like it's at this standstill where growth doesn't seem achievable. I think catering to the casual player base with a creative mode is just the one thing I can think of. A creative mode might be the way forward. What this does, you bring the casual player base something that they can all pitch into and they can all kind of show their hand at. There's so many ideas out there that we don't know because people don't know how to do the things that Lethamyr does, how to make maps. There's so many people that can just, they've probably got ideas. It's infinite, but we just don't know how to do it. I have no idea how Lethamyr does that stuff. I could sit down and learn it. I probably should, honestly. I should honestly do this. And then I can just shut up and stop complaining. I genuinely think creative mode is the way. Yeah, it might be one of the most impossible things to implement into a game like this. I understand that. But I think catering to the casual player base is also just going to blow the game up in a way that content creators can then also cater to more casual players. Which means growth in general across the board. You've got your esports thriving, your content creators thriving, and then, you know, a game lives and dies by its publicity. And so once you've got the professional scene going hard, and then the content scene, so YouTube is taken care of and streaming is taken care of, and all of that is going hard, you've got a game that's just being pushed out to millions of people every single day. And then you go, oh, new map, there's a new mode, there's racing now. We have a racing mode. Like, everything is kind of laid out in front of you once the implementation of creative mode comes in. And so, yeah, I don't quite know how to end this. I feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. Anyway, I kind of just rambled the entire time there. None of this was scripted, and this is edited by me, so yeah, it's gonna look scuffed, but I didn't want to put my editor through any of that. I want to be like, hey man, follow my train of thought through 45 minutes of recording where I went off topic 6 times and talked about nothing. So yeah, this was just something that's been on my mind for a bit. Content creation feels a little bit burnt out for me. I don't quite know what I want to post. I'm kind of at the stage where I'm like, yeah, I'm playing the game. I'm enjoying playing it. I feel like I'm ranking up pretty well. I literally gained like 200 MMR in the past 3 days. I feel like I'm getting better at the game. But like, I don't know what to post. You know, I don't want to watch other people play the game. I don't want to do spectator stuff where I'm like, once again, no disrespect. I don't want to watch like 2 SSLs versus 6, you know, bronze players. I made that video once. I made it once to test if I'd like it. I didn't like it. The video, it was great. Like, you know, interacting, organizing it all, everything. I was kind of like, yeah, okay. I didn't want to do another one. And as a content creator, this is a personal thing. This doesn't matter to anyone. As a personal thing, I just feel like I'm getting burnt out of the game content-wise. I don't quite know what to post. And that's just on me. And I'll figure it out. You know, I don't want to stop uploading. I love this channel. I love the game. I love making content. Yeah, this is why I'm editing the video, because I go, yeah. Anyway, that is everything for me today. Thank you for sticking around to the end if you are here. This is a really weird video. I just want to get it out. It's been on my mind for a while. I've spoken about it a few times on stream, but I just kind of want to see you guys' thoughts. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, please. This is... I don't care if you literally comment, shut up, fan. I genuinely couldn't care less about what you say. Let me know. It's going to be probably a really long video, I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking out to the end. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and I will catch you all next time. Peace.